my channel. First and foremost, again, thank you so much for showering all the love and support to my previous video, which was Love Yourself Part 2. Continuing with the same legacy or the same concept, I wanted to create another video, but this time I wanted it to be a bit more fun and entertaining, because I think the previous two videos have been a little on the heavier side. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to talk about a few characters of Bollywood movies that have really been very inspiring and have been inspirational in terms of showcasing strength, character, dignity, and all of that comes through self-love. I'm a Bollywood fan. I love to watch Hindi movies, so I'm only going to refer to characters of Hindi movies, and I'm not going to be partial to one gender. So I will be talking about the characters that have really inspired me in the various Bollywood movies of my era, both male and female. So let's begin. I think the first character that I would really want to talk about is Alia Bhatt from the movie Dear Zindagi. There are 2-3 reasons why I think that this character is extremely strong, empowering, and the fact that the character showcases that this person really loves herself. First and foremost, she is not depicted to be perfect. She is not depicted to be an epitome of perfection. She is depicted to be an independent woman who's working, but she's also fighting with a lot of her demons within herself, with a lot of destructive relationship patterns, and eventually she realizes that she is not able to deal with breakups, with emotional turmoil on her own. And then she seeks out therapy. She reaches out to a psychiatrist, a psychologist, a counselor, who helps her understand what is the perspective she should take in order to get out of this destructive pattern. Seeking help is one of the strongest indicators of the fact that you love yourself, you love your mind, you love your heart, you love your body and soul, and you want it to feel much better. The second character that I want to talk about is Vidya Balan from the movie Tumhari, Sulu. Now in this movie, Vidya Balan portrays as a woman who is a housewife, and she is a successful woman as a housewife. She manages the home perfectly well. She has a very loving husband, she has a child that she caters to, takes care of, but she has her own needs in terms of wanting to do something in life, wanting to follow her passions, wanting to also go out and explore interesting career opportunities. And soon she realizes that probably her calling is being an RJ. And finally she gets a job as an RJ for a night show. What I really like about this character is that, one, again, she is not shown to be perfect. She is not shown to be a zero-figure model and a woman who's always clad in hep clothes and is someone who loves to go pubbing, and she's not portrayed to be a Bollywood diva. She is the woman that we every day see at our place, our mothers, our grandmothers. She's confident about herself irrespective of the fact that she is on the plumpier side and she only wears traditional clothes, yet she is working in a media industry which is so judgmental, which is so dynamic, which is so cutthroat, and she just sticks to herself and makes everything possible. Her individuality is what she's proud of, and eventually by the end of the movie everyone realizes that this is called confidence, and that confidence comes by taking pride in who you are. The next character I want to talk about is Ratna Pathak from the movie Lipstick Under My Burkha. I know that movie is extremely controversial. People have a lot of views about the movie in terms of how it has portrayed women and and a lot of things, but I'm not going to get into that. The character is someone who is a lady who has done and completed all her responsibilities in life. She's probably 60 plus. Her husband is not there, he's passed away, her children are married, settled and moved out. She's on her own, living her own life on a pension or whatever it is. Everything is fine, all her needs are met with except one, that of love and romance, which she craves. All around the world, it is thought to be a stigma that after a particular age, a woman or a man should not seek for a romantic relationship, and they should age gracefully and all those kind of things. I'm not trying to say, or I'm not trying to defend any one particular side, but the character showcases how this woman does not hesitate to go forward and approach a guy who is much younger than her, towards whom she feels attracted, she feels emotions, she feels alive again after ages, after years and years of all her time going into only fulfilling responsibilities. So again, that's a very strong example of how your needs need to be met in order for you to be happy. And for that, you need to keep yourself, you need to make yourself a priority. The next character that of course I want to talk about is Deepika Padukone from the movie Piku. The movie is all about a girl who is an architect. She's again an independent working woman, stays with her father. The mother isn't there. The father is quite aged. He's about 80 plus or so. He has a lot of issues, especially one that is of constipation. And he is extremely finicky, he's extremely impatient. He probably also has a kind of obsessive compulsion about visiting the washroom. And she is someone who is dealing with all this while she's managing her work. Now this character is so strong because it showcases the actual emotions of the person. It does not try to show her as a girl who is perfect and she does not get angry on her father, or she doesn't get frustrated, or she is the perfect good daughter. She gets frustrated, she has arguments with him. Her levels of frustration keep rising throughout the movie. But then she does not run away from her responsibilities. She fulfills her responsibilities. She takes care of her father. She is there by his side. But meanwhile, she is not afraid, or she does not hold herself back to open up to her father and say, this is what I think is the right way to go about things, or this is the way we should approach a problem, whether that is financial issues, whether that is household issues, whether that is legal issues. And that confidence that she has in herself, that even though she is going through so much single-handedly, she will come out of it strong. And she tends to find happiness in all the little things that she is doing while dealing with all this. For example, a road trip with her father to her hometown. I would like to of course talk about the character of Kangana Ranaut in Queen. I think a lot of people have spoken about this character, and it surely should be, because it is one of those characters which inspires you. She's a girl who is, extremely innocent. She's someone who believes in following or respecting everything that her parents tell her, they decide for her. She falls in love with Rajkumar Rao, and their marriage is like a day away when Rajkumar Rao decides to leave her, decides to break the marriage, because now he is someone who's going to be working abroad and he feels she is unfit to be his wife, and that he would not be able to take her there, and he probably is not proud of the person she is, and he wants a more refined woman who can be her partner abroad. The strength of the character comes out when she decides to go on a solo journey. She goes on her honeymoon on a solo trip. She does not cancel the plan. She goes ahead to Paris. She visits various places. A journey of self-discovery is shown, a journey of learning, a journey of fighting your internal demons, your internal value systems that you've been following since so long, questioning your own ideas about right and wrong, and then coming to a decision or a conclusion in a very assertive way, learning from your life experiences. And she completely transforms. And towards the end, she actually thanks Rajkumar Rao for leaving her, because had he not done that, she would have never gone through this journey. So basically, she realizes that whatever happens, happens for good. Sometimes we actually just need some time off, some time alone, to think, to reflect, to just breathe, exist, and just let go. Another great character of the same heroine, Kangana Ranaut, is of her role in Tanu, Weds, Manu, part 2. So she plays the role of this girl who is a tomboy. She's someone who's passionate about sports. She gets into college through sports quota. She's someone from Haryana, does not speak fluent English, but is very clear about her goals, is very clear about what she wants in life. She is someone who is ready to take risks. She falls in love with Madhavan, who's already once married, not yet divorced, but someone who has approached her. She thinks that he's a decent guy and she wants to give it a try, even though she knows that her family, her society will not accept it. Also, when she goes through the journey of the marriage, the rituals before the marriage with him, she starts to sense that this man is not over his first wife, that he is still clinging on to her, or he's actually trying to find his first wife within her. And she is able to make him realize that. She also stands up for herself when the first wife, which is again played by Kangana Ranaut, comes and demeans her, and she stands up for herself and says, I am who I am. I'm an independent woman who is earning, who is taking care of her family, who has done everything on merit, and it doesn't matter if I don't look like a heroine, it doesn't matter if I don't speak fluent English, but I am who I am and I am proud of that. And towards the end of the movie, she's the one who gathers the courage to call off the wedding because she realizes that this man is not able to do that, even though he knows that he is not going to be happy in this marriage and they are not going to be happy in this marriage. It just shows that sometimes it's just best to go ahead with your gut instincts, your gut feelings, fight for what you think is right, strive to do your best, and in the end, if there is a situation that's not working out well for you, walk away from it. You will find better things, better opportunities in life. And I'd like to close with a character that is again a very inspiring character of Bollywood, that is Sridevi in the movie English Vinglish. Housewife, someone who is perfect at everything she does in terms of taking care of her kids, taking care of her husband, taking care of her family. And the only thing or the only problem is that she is someone who's probably studied in a Hindi medium school or college, and she is not someone who is fluent with English. Now this is something that a lot of people can relate to, because during the previous generation, most of our parents, most of the people have actually studied in Hindi medium or vernacular languages that they were born and brought up in. And in the movie, it is shown how the husband looks down upon her, the children look down upon her, they're ashamed of her, and finally she realizes that it's not late to learn and to prove to others that a skill is something that can be learned at any point of time in life, but the character of the person, the beauty of that person's soul is something that is worth appreciating. So she goes through English classes without telling her family. She is balancing things out, and finally on one of her cousin's weddings, she reveals to the family that she has now become someone who is extremely fluent in English by raising a toast to the bride and groom. And that's when the family realizes that what they've been doing was wrong, and that they should have appreciated what all she has been doing for them up till now. We need to learn that we should probably overlook maybe one flaw of a person and try and see the positives in them. And I think that way is how we should treat ourselves as well. Stop focusing on the things that are not going well or that you think are your flaws, and focus on the positives that you have and appreciate them. So with this, I'd like to finish today's video, which is part 1. Like I said, I would love to cover male characters of Bollywood who are inspiring as well, which I will do in part 2 of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I really hope you guys have seen these movies. If you haven't, I suggest utilize this time of quarantine and lockdown and go watch these movies to feel more inspired, empowered and positive.